whisper down the hall. Footsteps echo in the dark. Another case, another spark. Digging deep, the secrets hide. Truth they bury, it survives. Piece by piece, we break the lies. Light up and light. We're seeking truth, no stone unturned. Every clue, every word. Justice waits in hidden rooms. We won't stop. We're seeking truths. Silent victims lost and gone. Echoes scream, but life moves on. Faded faces, mystery calls. Answers waiting in the walls. Digging deep, the secrets hide. Truth they bury, it survives. Piece by piece, we break the lies.
Okay.
Light up and analyze. We're
Can't
seeking
find those
truth,
kids
no
out
stone
here.
unturned. Every clue, every word. Justice waits in hidden rooms. We won't stop. We're seeking truths. Through the static, through the fear, we'll uncover what's unclear. Through the static, through the fear, we'll uncover what's unclear. We're seeking truth, no stone unturned. Every clue, every word. Justice waits in hidden rooms. We won't stop. We're seeking truths. No, we won't stop.
In a moment.
No, we won't stop.
In a moment. Woo! Oh, I better turn this one off loop. Hello. How is everybody? Hello. Welcome to, I don't know what I am. I try to be true crime, but I also dabble in the environmental stuff, nature, environmental things, lakes, hazards, and things that people don't talk about on a daily basis. But I don't hear people talking about a child dying from a brain disease, brain eating bug that he got out of the waters from just skiing, you guys. And it's like, hi, girls. Hey, Headstones and Spitfire, my ladies. So, yeah, it really got on me because I used to swim. I mean, I was born and raised in a small town. We're famous for the walleye capital. We are famous for the fish walleye. So being raised by a lake and being raised and going to the city beaches and being in Lake Erie, And just hearing that story about that little boy yesterday, his name's Jaysen Carr. And I'll never forget how he can go to one healthy boy and to find out this thing gets into you by swimming, or it goes up your nose and it travels to your brain. And it's only a and the peaks for this contamination of this Naegleria flower, but it's basically often called Ebola, brain eating, and the name of it's weird. Starts with an N, Naegleria florea, but it's often called brain eating Ebola. So this little 12-year-old boy was healthy, um, not had any issues of being sick before, and these lakes, and so that kind of stuck with me. Also stuck with me was the fact that there's no funding. There's no funding. Hi, Pookie. Um, there's no funding to clean these lakes and clean these up. And so we're going to talk about also, I have an article of the top 16 most dangerous lakes. Okay. And I am dumbfounded that my Lake Erie is on there. Lake Erie is on there. And where I live at now, we're not even supposed to really drink the water. And Toledo has made it on the national headlines about the water. So this is a big thing. Like, I don't even give my dog tap water. You know what I buy? I buy jugs of water every month. I buy enough water supply. I might run out here and there, but I always make sure he gets a bottle of water. Okay. My mom always says my dogs and cat eats better than what we do, and I'm like, I can't have kids, so that's the only kid I can have, and by golly, I make sure my babies have it. I said, I fucking charged you, asshole. Okay, so it just makes me mad that Lake Erie's on there, and Lake Erie is supposed to be. I know at times I remember going to the beach. And there's been times that the beach has been closed due to the fact that the algae was too high. So, I mean, we have algae signs up, but we don't have signs for these beaches and other lakes and fresh water. My fur babies are my babies just like my kids are. Oh, thank you, Spitfire. Yeah, my babies are my babies. And they're my everything. So it's like, no. So when I read that Lake Erie, then Michigan was talked about, Toledo was talked about, and then I also have a few things. Let's go to the Amber Alert first, okay? Before we get into our lake stuff, I do want to point out, I went looking for the children and the kids and the adults that went missing and the indigenous women. But I don't know if you guys remember last night they mentioned a few girls in the heels, the Highway 16. So I took a couple of those teenagers, the women, the adults, the men, and I tried to look for them in the National Missing Hotline, the National Exploited, and tell me why I couldn't find them. Tell me why none of the kids, Nicole, Horrors, Colton Flurry, Barry Seymour, none of them were up. I could not find them anywhere on this site for the Missing Center of Exploited Children. I went down here, typed in their names. I didn't go back far in, though I put like male or female. but none of them popped up, and I was shocked. But I did find out we have 2 active Amber Alerts right now. Forgive me, I can't see chat right now either, so just bear with me for a moment. It takes me a minute to get chat open on my phone. I will. I'm in the middle of trying to calm my nerves a little bit because it makes me mad that, like, we got people dying from having fun. We did just have a big rainstorm, so I'm really glad my internet's working really well. But yeah, so we have 2 active Amber Alerts. And the crazy thing about it is they're brother and sister, it seems like. We have Alan Fisher and Rachel Fisher. Okay. All right. So we have. Let me click on. Ah, shit! I forgot, babe. And Spanguli was coming on. I started too late because my mom called. I had to call my mom back, you guys. So I started too late. But usually on Saturdays, me and the hubby sits down and watch Spanguli. I didn't even cook dinner tonight. That's how bad a wife I am. I didn't feel good from being outside in the weather the other day, the smoke and breathing that in. But we're going to make this a quick one. Okay, so really closely. This is Alan Fisher. He went missing June 22nd of 2025. Missing. He has an ID. Age 13, male, white, blonde, blue eyes, height is 5'09", weight 135. Description: last seen wearing blue shirt and blue jeans. This is his sister, who's 15. Mountain View ID, missing from. These are from Idaho, you guys. Idaho. They have Idaho. They have an Amber Alert number 31547. Is his. And you're supposed to call Jefferson County Sheriff's Office at 208-745-9210. Now, it says update. How are they traveling is unclear, but the Amber Alert is Alan Fisher, 13, gives his color, his hair, brown hair, green eyes. Oh, wait, shit, sorry. Rachel Fisher is 15, 5 inches and 135, blue eyes, brown hair, green dress. Last seen at 7 p.m. on 6/22 in Mountain View ID. May be headed to the FLDS group in Menden, Utah. UT. How are they traveling is unclear. Maybe with an adult sibling. And then this is Rachel. They have the same number because it must be brother and sister. So they're synced together. I had no idea we had 2 Amber Alerts going on. I didn't get no Amber Alert on my phone. Did you guys get an Amber Alert in your phones? Because I sure didn't. I mean, I thought Amber Alerts are all over the place. You know, like how is this possible? We need to know if these babies, these teenagers, you know, what is going on? Like, I thought Amber Alerts were nationwide. So 22nd of June, although it probably could have went out, and here we are near today. Every day people forget. It's just so sad. These babies are missing. Oh, Lucas County has 2 tornadoes. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hold up, guys. Oh, God, that sky looks bad. Come on, phone. Hold, please. Hold, please. Hold. Look at this picture. You guys, for a moment, because I just read something that came across the news break. 13 hours ago. 8:45 Tuesday evening. Well, this is Saturday. Oh my God, did some storms though. Okay, so let me stop sharing this and we're going to go back over. Hi, I'm back. You haven't gotten any either. Yeah, it's crazy that I don't remember getting an alert for that, for those two. And it's so sad. So sad. Okay, so we have going to show you guys. And they pull up on the missing one as well. They pull up on that. I might have showed you the wrong one. Okay, nope. So we're done. Okay, we are done with that one. Now, I'm trying to think where else we were going. Okay, so let's go. I do want to show you guys this here. Let's go. Okay, now when I do my true crime, I love using my Microsoft, and I love using I think it's called Copilot. Okay, so this is my thing. Okay, a lot of people and creators will only use facts and what they get, and this Copilot thing is very trusted, very, very. I live by this thing. Okay, so basically, I was trying to get some information about this damn brain eating thing, and I also wanted to get like what type of lakes are affected, what, and I got my 16 one. But we're going to go over a little bit of things that I have in my Copilot, okay? So Jaysen Carr's death was tragic, and it stuck on me. My husband even said it was just the most heartbreaking thing to know this little boy was trying to go out and have fun activity and go in this nasty beach. I mean, it's a known beach. It's a known place. I mean, Lake Erie is a known beach, a known lake, and it's filthy. And I mean filthy. And then sometimes these people don't even post signs up saying that it's nasty. So Jaysen Carr's tragic death is heartbreaking and examples of dangers that can lurk in our warm freshwater lakes. He was just 12 years old when he contracted the Naegleria fowleri, often called brain-eating amoeba, after swimming in Lake Murray. Now, I do believe Lake Murray we're going to see on the 16 Dangerous Lakes article. So, what is this? Okay, so it's a micro amoeba that thrives in warm, stagnant, fresh water, like lakes, rivers, and poorly maintained pools. Okay, so your community pools that you go to could be poorly maintained, and you could get that. And and there's not really, they only test certain types of water because of the funding. And it just really stuck with me and resonated with me last night. I had a hard time last night. I'm sorry, Jocelyn. Um, it just sticks with me, and I don't like it. Um, Sorry. Okay, I'm back. You guys got my attention. Let me pull up chat. Um, and so like it stuck with me last night. I had a hard time sleeping because I just thought, like, how are these lakes being affected? Okay, I think I'm cool on this. Let me put this up real quick, y'all. I had to hit a dab. I had to hit a dab. Don't worry, this came from a medical dispensary. Um, I have a bad back. I have scoliosis, and I have a degenerating spine. I have a tumor on my ovary. I'm a mess right now, you guys. My mom called me and wanted to figure out when I can come down and take her to the grocery store and stuff, because she said she was just, people just taking advantage of my mother. But anyways, that's another story. Anywho, I was like, well, I have a bunch of doctor's appointments coming up, but I can come down anytime. You just tell me when you want me down. I'll be down. I'll take you. You're my mother. I ain't got no problem driving an hour to make sure you got what you need, right? That's the type of kid I've always been. You call me, you need me, I'm coming. And that's just the way I was raised. But I was like, well, I have a bunch of appointments coming up, but yeah, I can come down any time. So it was just, but yeah. So my niece just went swimming at one of these beaches. She just went to I think my mom said that the state park had some kind of birthday party or an event there or something, and I'm like, oh god, well, I hope she didn't take the girls swimming, because the peak surge from July to August is when the one article we went over the other day. So it's gross. Okay, so we know it's a micro amboa, and it thrives in warm, stagnant freshwater pools, rivers, and stuff. Infections occurs when contaminated water enters the nose. Yeah, uh, enters the nose, allowing the amboa to travel to the brain. Let me highlight this for you guys so you guys can see this. Enters through your nose. This thing goes up your nose, so it's in the water. You're out playing, having a good old time, or like that little boy was skiing, and it went up his nose, and this thing was eating his brain. I showed you guys the clips yesterday. Uh, Pay attention, people. All the bush watching people out there, we ain't got time for you. You need to wake up. Okay? Pay attention, people. We ain't got to worry about getting shot right now. We need to worry about what we're drinking, this is, come on, people, wake up. We got to start fighting and yelling, because this should not be happening. No, we should not, no. I don't care if it's a Lake Joe over there. We need to have it tested constantly, continuously. I have another thing I have to show you guys tonight, and it's very, very serious. Cedar Point, Sandusky, Ohio, just had a very, very scary incident. I don't think I will ever ride the Power Tower ride again, due to the fact that I watched this little kid, Caitlin. on the super no longer alive today. This ride is no longer livable. It's gone. It's torn down. Got torn down. I think it was in 2008. Anyways, I'm going to show you it, but it's not safe to go to the parks because and it's sad because the Cedar Point just had a suicide too because there's these young workers, these young college young teenagers are running these machines, and the jobs is too stressful, and it's not meant for a kid. A kid should not be running these fair rides, carnival rides, theme park rides. I'm gonna end. It's been banned. Um, I also want to go over and show you the clip. Very dangerous of these owls being and Trump did something to stop something, and so we got a lot of environmental stuff lately we have going on. It's just sad because kids can't be kids. This little girl can't be a kid anymore because she had her leg ripped off of a Superman ride at Six Flags in 1995 or 1998. Um, her whole, I mean, it's not safe to do anything, and it's just sad. Sorry for my little rant. I had to go off on a little rant there. We're back on track. So Jason's story. Let's go into that. I hope we missed a spot. So it causes primary amberic I can't pronounce that. PAM, a rare but almost always fatal brain infection. So PAM. Sorry, I'm taking a note here. And it almost always affects the brain. Yuck. I cannot believe that. Okay, so Jason's story was he swam in Lake Murray. Now I do believe Lake Murray is also on the list of dangerous, a popular recreational spot with no posted warning signs about the contamination. Days later, he developed symptoms like a headache, nausea, which quickly escalated. Despite the treatment at Charisma Health at Children's, I'm sorry, my face had to. Despite the treatment at Charisma Health Children's Hospital, he passed away on July 18th of 2025. His family is now advocating for better public awareness for lakes and safety protocols. Because there's not any safety protocols. They're not testing these waters. They're only testing our drinking water, which is beyond, it is crazy. And this does matter. Why this matters. It does matter. And we got to start thinking clearly. Now we got to be careful if we want to go on a roller coaster. We got to be careful if we want to touch our feet, touch the beach water. Instead of all the craziness, true crime stuff, we got the earth coming back to haunt us because we're not treating it better or something. Something's going on here. Fewer than 10 cases of this Naegleria flower. I can't pronounce it. I wish I could have it. Wish I could pronounce that. Are reported annually in the U.S., but nearly are all fatal. The climate changes and rises water temperatures may be increasing the risk. There are no federal requirements to report these infections in some states, including South Carolina. Can you believe that? South Carolina. South Carolina has no requirements. That is horrible. They have no requirements to report. To report these infections, which I don't know how that's even legit. It's crazy. It's just crazy, and there's so many. It's just there do need to be safety measures in recreational areas. And then, of course, I got some links, which I did put in my description as well. Okay, so then let's get down to some business here. I wanted to know exactly here. This is what I put. You guys are getting my real research. This is how I researched everything. I used my good old Copilot, and let me tell you what, Copilot has been pretty good to me. Okay, so don't hate on me. Don't judge me. You are getting actual research. Okay, I went behind. I don't think anybody besides Headstones that I know of. We're probably the only ones that actually research these stuff. Okay? True crimers that want to be true crimers, come on now. At least I'm just showing my research, so don't hate on me. But anyways, this is what I was doing. So from 1962 to 2024, there have been a reported of 167 reported cases of Naegleria flower infection in the United States, and tragically, almost all were fatal. Only 4 people are known to have survived this infection during the entire period. Of course, she gave me a quick breakdown. Time period, we have 167 reported cases, 4 survivors, fatality 163. 2012 to 2021, we have 31 survivors, 3, 28 fatalities. Naegleria fowleri causes primary embolic PAM, which destroys the brain tissues rapidly. The most infections occur in July to September, especially when warm freshwater freshwaters like lakes and rivers. We just asked, synthetic gaps in the public health. Here's some more links down here. And then it gave me Jaysen Carr, the border risk of synthetic gaps. And then, of course, my stream title, my description. Okay, so then I did put this in the description as well, but on July 18th, 2025, 12-year-old Jaysen Carr tragically lost his life after swimming in Lake Murray, South Carolina. The case of Naegleria flower is a rare but deadly amoeba that thrives in warm freshwater. His story was isolated. Over 160 lives have been claimed. This is a silent threat since 1962. So this stream explores what this was, how it affects, what cases may be rising in climate, the public warnings and federal reporting requirements, and how Jaysen's family is turning grief into advocacy. And let's talk about the environment and public health not being accountable, the urgent need for better safety protocols. And then it also comes down here and it gives me some resource card ideas. And then topic, fatality rate, only 98% out of 4 survivors in the U.S. history. Symptoms, you have a headache, fever, nausea, and rapid brain swelling. Prevention, avoid warm, stagnant water and use nose clips. Reporting, no federal or mandated in some states, etc. This is Crazy. Then we have Alternative Links right here. And yeah, this is crazy. That we're back. Um it's just crazy how there's no mandated regulated services for that. Like it's just, oh, swim at your own risk and die. Like there's nothing. Nothing. Okay. Moving on along here. We're going to go. Now, this is updated since last year. Okay. Um, 16 most dangerous lakes in the U.S. updated 2024. Look how pretty that is. Okay, so it says here, if you enjoy spending time outside, you may also enjoy relaxing near a lake, whether you're just sitting on the coast admiring the scenery, or you just want to get in the water to wade or swim. The water has a calming effect on you. On the other hand, lakes and other natural features may be deadly. Through nonetheless, accidents occur when individuals fail to exercise a significant caution, but caution certain lakes are dangerous and are owing to the natural factors that cannot be controlled by humans. So here's the top list of the most dangerous lakes in the U.S. Top one, we have Lake Michigan, number one. Located both in Canada and the U.S., Lake Michigan is one of the most dangerous lakes in the U.S. Even though this lake is a popular recreational destination for both residents and visitors alike, it is frequently ranked the most dangerous lake in the U.S. Additionally, many people have died in Lake Michigan because its powerful undercurrents. RIP, the currents are especially dangerous for swimmers because of the form of the lake. Several docks and piers along Lake Michigan's shoreline have been the site of the body of water injuries and deaths. Furthermore, in the fall, waters of Lake Michigan are especially dangerous. During this time of the year, the waters are variable, fluctuate greatly, causing the tide currents to be more powerful and unpredictable. Lake Mead is number two. Look how pretty. Look, look at this. Like, of course, this can't be good for the water, like I wouldn't want to swim in that. This is Lake Mead. Okay, so Lake Mead is the country's largest artificial lake, one of the third lake bigger than 10 acres in the United States have these toxins producing algae, and this tendency is expanding globally. Both Lake Mead and Lake Mohave are plagued by blue-green algae in the autumn and the spring. That's because, look, you got all those damn trees, like, that can't be safe, Okay, so then we have in the autumn and spring. Meanwhile, in the western United States have been drier and then hotter during the late last few decades. Each year, Lake Mead loses 6 feet of water due to the evaporation alone. Can you guys believe this? The evaporation alone. For human consumption and hydraulic power generation purpose, this is a 300 billion gallon loss. That is crazy. There have been some, there have, okay, I'm sorry. There have been more than 80 million visitors a decade, and 99.9997% of them have survived. The three most prevalent cases of death among the people that did not drown were natural causes 59, motor vehicle collisions 87, and drownings 39. Number 3, we have Lake Lanier. Lake Lanier, the depths in the water are becoming more and more common on the lake, from accidental drownings and accidental deaths to automobile crashes into the lake. That's crazy. The lake for no discernible cause. Probably the most well known and the most dangerous lakes in the U.S., as well as the state Georgia. Now, it doesn't show a lake, it doesn't have a picture though. So between 1999 and 2018, there were 57 boating deaths, 145 drownings in Lake Lanier. There were 43 deaths at the Lake Lanier alone in 2015 and 2021. According to the Georgia's Department of Natural Resources, Lanier had 128 watercraft incidents between 2015 and 2018. Meanwhile, there was no others who believed that Lake Lanier murky water at the bottom littered with tree trunks and other debris and other abert drop the lake's floor makes it unsafe for swimmers. You might find it useful to know about the depths of the lakes in the U.S., of the deepest lakes in the U.S. Mono Lake. I've never heard of this lake. It looks beautiful, but it also looks kind of cloudy. If you can see, it kind of looks kind of cloudy and like aloe-y, like algae. I mean, that's what it kind of looks like to me. And snowy. So I'm wondering if this picture was during the fall or something, or winter time, or because it doesn't look very clean. I mean, by far does that look very clean. It looks very dirty right in here. Since the heyday, excuse me, put my comb back. Okay, since it's a heyday as the world's famous ecosystem, Mono Lake in California, Mono's county, has fallen into despair. There have been no fish at Mono Lake since its salty lake, but catastrophic files and Artemine salina abound. Before 1941, Mono Lake was a lovely and peaceful expanse of water. Expanse? I'm thinking that's what that was. Eventually, Mono Lake's volume had shrunk, and its salt content had more than quadrupled at this point. A toxic mixture of dangerous sulfates, carbonites, and chlorides flooded the lake, making it unsafe for both wildlife and humans. The mayor of Los Angeles has established a committee to address the issue, but an intensive project to take several years to complete. Number 5, Lake Ozark. Lake Ozark conjures up images of a peaceful getaway. This lake, on the other hand, is everything but from tranquil. Race boats and other forms of competition are common on this lake since no one supervises what goes on there. There's drag racing like cultural in the lake, which means there are many racers that take a risk in the water that might put smaller boats at risk. The Lake Ozra has also been shown to contain high amounts of E. coli, making it the most dangerous lake in the U.S. Lake Ozra. I cannot believe that. Cannot believe that. We got Jacob's Well. Now this is in Texas. Texas is the location of Jacob's Well. Even sweltering heat of Texas is cold waters of Bacon. It's important to note that the lake is quite deep and numerous individuals have gone missing after jumping in. Oh my God, we got a lake that makes people go missing, that it eats you alive. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. After jumping in, several have submerged. Caverns may be formed near Jacob's Well. Some are 100 feet deep. Jacob's Well has been so far reported to contain approximately 6,000 feet of tunnels. Even researchers who are able to secure necessary permissions to investigate underwater caverns are barred from doing so. This is an unclear indication of the dangers of the water. And then it says, make sure you check out the largest man-made lakes in the U.S. We may come back to that on the maybe the next segment we'll get away from doing so much of the true crime and do some more environmental. I used to have a thumbnail, but I don't have a thumbnail for my environmental stuff, so maybe I can make one or figure out how to do one. We have Horseshoe Lake. Look how beautiful those trees are, but the water, not so much. I wouldn't get in it either. Now, Horseshoe Lake is in California, surrounded by hundreds of acres of dead trees, making it an ideal site for a picnic and a hike. Between 1989 and 1990s, a series of earthquakes have opened the pathways up for carbon dioxide to migrate from the liquid below, culminating in the dead trees. Eventually, warning system has been implemented around lake due to the fluctuations in the carbon dioxide levels caused by bouts of depression in the ground as well over the lake itself. While the lake is generally harmless, there have been a few deaths associated with the gas. Number 8 is Lake Havasu. I can't pronounce that. It looks beautiful. The mountains. Lake Havasu is a man-made lake made in Arizona that is extremely hazardous and well known as the most dangerous lake in the U.S. for various reasons. Yes, it is possible to swim comfortably in Lake Havasu as well as other warm bodies of water, even though Naegleria flower may be presented in a broad variety of freshwater lakes across the world. Infections are exceedingly uncommon. An abundance of wildflower can be found in the refuge, including peacocks, purring falcons, as well as desert bighorn, sheep, and larger roadrunners. And this rear Bureau Lake, thousands of bats and razorback suckers emerge from ancient mines. Lake Mohave is a recreation area managed by the National Park Services and is a component of Lake Mead, a recreation area. Most of the Lake Mohave's length is within the sheer shallow walls of Black, El Dorado, Pointed, and Pyramid Canyons, which are deep and narrow compared to Lake Mead, another most dangerous lakes in the U.S. Lake Mead is a national recreation and is a close portion of Mohave due to the high bacteria. Cottonwood Cove has been closed to surfing, paddle boating, and other activities until further notice due to the concerns of the excessive bacteria and possible health effects. So right now, this lake is not even up and running. So as of this of 2024, and this lake has lots of bacteria, excessive bacteria levels. Now you're telling me you'd get your butt in that and you can just kiss my booty? I ain't getting in that. Absolutely, positively, I am not getting in that dirty water. I'm pulling up chat. I only have one person in here. Thanks for sticking by me, though. I love seeing that in Mississippi. My fur babies are just like my kids. Yeah, this one's Lake Washington, most dangerous lake. Was one of the most dangerous lakes in the U.S. Washington Lake, Washington, which is located in the state. Like is teeming with dangerous substances and the elements. Man of sticky substances found in Lake Washington are produced by its lake itself. Now, see, Lake Erie, I do know it stays a little bit cleaner only because of because the mayflies come out and eat them. Mayflies eat the dirty stuff out of the water. We're getting to Lake Erie here soon. So these waters are like ice cold due to the lake's location in the heart of Seattle, Tamaka, Bellevue metro region. 2 beaches and wildfire areas, including endangered Chinook salmon and bald eagles, may be found nearby. It has been designated as a Superfund site because of its environmental impact. So be careful if you want to stay close to the lake. So Lake Washington has not very good. Yeah, I would not want to. Then we have number 11, Devil Swamp Lake. In the recent investigation of the fish and seafood tissues, PCB, and the mercury levels detected in Devil Swamp Lake might be harmful to human health. I hope, yeah. We can see that the name and perfectly suited to the lake's characteristics. Swimming in the lake has been prohibited since 1997, and the government is well aware of it. Even consuming fish or any other species from this lake is prohibited. I wonder why, because it's going to kill you if you eat anything out of that lake. Now, Lake Erie. Whew. Lake Erie, what are we going to do with you? So Lake Erie is the shallowest of the Great Lake. Lake Erie is prone to have strong waves, white caps, and choppy seas. When the wind blows from the west, which places among the most dangerous lakes in the U.S., the average depth of Lake Erie is 200 feet, whereas the average depth of Lake Ontario is closer to 400 feet, maximum depth of nearly 750 feet. More suited for freighters, and ocean-going vessels. The algae blooms in Lake Erie are generating both massive dead zone, where no species can live, and the drinking water catastrophe in Toledo that has made national headlines. Right here, Toledo. We're not supposed to drink the water. No species can live and drinking water catastrophe catastrophic. Let's see. Uh, oops. Go with me. Okay, let me do that again. Catastrophe. Okay, now I gotta go back to where we were. Okay. We should be back, I hope. Let me just make sure. We're here. Okay, now. Let me go back. Okay, so we were on. Okay. Lake Pleasant. Lake Pleasant is both a and wonderful at the same time dangerous. An unskilled swimmer at risk in the lake, where danger hides only a few feet below the surface. As a result of this, the U.S. Coast Guard ranks it as one of the country's 15 most hazardous bodies of water for boaters. Authorities in this area remained fishermen not to drink and drive, and make sure they have extra life jackets in their possessions. Carbon monoxide is poison and also a concern with numerous boats or proximity to one another. The few areas of deaths drop to 300 feet. And swimming in the water is several feet below the surfaces might cause swimmers to gasp for breath due to the sudden drop of temperature. Onondaga Lake. Onondaga Lake is one of the derided as the nation's most contaminated lake, and it is slowly but surely recovering due to the EPA. The mercury and the herbicides and even the human excrement were all part of the noxious con- concoction. I think. A total of 2.2 million of the cubic yards contaminants from the lake from the lake bed were deranged and removed between 2012 and 2014. Individuals named by this Environment Protection Agency's responsible parties. Crazy. Lake Winnipesaukee is the largest lake in the U.S. state in New Hampshire. Lake Winnipesaukee is situated in the lake regions based on the White Mountains. It spans the 69 square miles, 71 square miles. Peguis Bay is included and is around 21 miles long and 1.9 miles wide, with a maximum depth of 180 feet. 16. We have a slender lake with a length of 50.5 miles. Lake Shine is located in Saline County in north central Washington state. It was any standard by the biggest natural lake in the state prior to 1927. In conclusion, the most of the top four selections have revealed same lakes. Some lakes are re-owned, and the most dangerous lakes in the U.S. are due to their natural design, while others have become due to their careless human meddling. For those who have been injured in the presence of their letter, the best part of these responsibles can be held liable for their actions. And then, of course, you got your related post, and we are done with that. Woo! We got through it. We got through those. Yay! We got through that. Okay, now I think I'm just gonna go. Somebody out there fucking beeping. I am gonna go. We are gonna take a look at
1 o'clock tomorrow. So everyone that is going to compete tonight is the gold category, 44 to 56, silver adults 31 to 43, and bronze 18 to 30.
Let me know if you can hear this
All right.
Spitfire. Let me know if you guys can hear
We need
this.
these judges.
Put a 1 in the chat.
We need Dakota Wapes, Thunderchild Cree, Dale Zorthian, Small Boy Camp Cree, Charmaine Standing, Dakota,
the Native American,
Rusty Gillette,
and their
MHA.
culture, and we've been following a lot of the missing indigenous people and how they go missing, and it's just really sad.
Bonnie
And
Tomasa
I love
Manassi,
how these powwows still continue. People are out here still gathering and having a good time. Just want to show you a little bit of this.
Kamechi.
But you see, no,
Come on
make
over
sure you
this
guys
way.
can hear this.
Yeah, Choctaw too, boy.
Just want to show you a little bit of
Rebecca
Yep.
Tate Navakoya, Comanche Sock and Fox. Jonathan Blackfeet Cree.
Look at all them. So beautiful. Shout out to these people that are out here.
Ladies and gentlemen, all of our singers are accounted for. They're locked and loaded, ready to go on this Saturday Night Live. How about another round of applause for all of our singers?
Bear with me. Hold, please.
How about a round of applause? Song number 1, group number 2. All right, get some water, walk around just a little bit. We're going to come to Black Lodge for the straight song in just a few moments, so stand by right after this. We're also going to call forth the Teen Boys Grass Dancers. Clifton, we got one group in that.
Teams, different
and
tribals.
Teen Girls Fancy, one group.
Different teams, different tribals are out here doing, competing, and I don't know. I just thought it was something light, not so heavy. Quite calming, isn't it? To me, it is. Beautiful. And it stormed here. Beautiful. Let's see if we're up to date here, what they're doing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. As soon as we figure this. Okay. All righty, we got the game plan. So for now, Mato Pajuto, you're going to sing the first song. The Descendants, you're going to have the second song, which is a change-up. And we're going to go on around the horn same way. So the boys, you'll have the first song for the next group, and then Bad Nation will have the change up. So we're going to go in the clockwise motion.
Let's hear
And
it,
then
guys.
when we get to the silver categories, which is ages 31 to 43, then we're going to start our singing competition.
I want to do it.
Candace, you got all your judges? All right. Ruben, you good? Ruben's good. Candace good. Clifton and Ronald, are you good?
Beautiful. I think it's
So singers, we're going to start judging when we get to the silver categories, which is the next bracket, ages 31 to 43. But for now, we're going to get into our gold categories, ages 44 to 56. We got the bup. All right. Gold. Women's traditional should be in the arena, 44 to 56. Mato Pajuta, take it away. Song number 1. Here we go.
I love it. What do you guys think of this? I don't know. It doesn't sound horrible at all, though. It doesn't sound like, you know how, like, they're not really, it doesn't sound horrible. But let's get to what I want to show you guys. To my watch history. It should be here. Okay, now, we're not going to go through everything, but I have stuff set up here. But we're going to go into maybe.
Amazon is overcharging you, but I can show you how to avoid it. Don't spend another dime on Amazon until you watch this first.
Watch this. I can show you how to get the sweetest deals online when you shop.
Team of investigators back out at Cedar Point today.
They're trying to find out why a cable suddenly snapped in the middle of a ride. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nicole Versansky.
I'm Brian Duffy. Frightening stuff. Passengers left dangling in the air.
First at 4, Brittany Weir is live. She has some new pictures and videos, really from what was a terrifying scene, Brittany.
Yeah, Brian and Nicole, it was extremely scary on Sunday at Cedar Point. People on social media who were there when it happened said it was like a scene out of a movie. They said they ran from the ride that launches you hundreds of feet in the air. That's Power Tower, as that cable came crashing down.
Crazy thing just happened over here at Power Tower.
People at Cedar Point forced to evacuate a ride once again. This time it was the Thrill Giant.
I go to Cedar Point all the time, and I'm a thrill chaser, but we got to be more careful. We got to, I mean, these ride people, they got to be checking these rides more. They got to be doing something more.
Power Tower. According to the theme park, a cable on the ride's tower detached while people were on it.
The cable snapped. Yes, you can see it laying there on the floor.
You can see from this video people stuck dozens of feet in the air while crews tried to get them down. Cedar Point spokesperson Tony Clark said the safety system performed as designed and the ride vehicle eventually returned to the loading position.
Not good for Power Tower.
Power Tower launches riders 240 feet in the air with speeds up to 60 miles per hour. According to records from the Ohio Department of Agriculture, the ride was inspected at some point this year. It was manufactured by S&S Worldwide, an engineering company out of Utah. After the ride malfunctioned, Cedar Fair said all guests exited safely. They issued a statement that says safety is a top priority and the ride will remain closed while we complete a thorough review and inspection of this ride. And the Ohio Department of Agriculture's Amusement Park Safety Division did put a stop operation order on this ride. They said they are working with Cedar Point and the ride manufacturer to figure out what caused this cable to snap. And once we hear more updates, we will send you push alerts on that 19 News app in Cleveland.
Now, I do want to show you guys. Let me find it. It might be in my history. I'm not going to show you the bird one tonight. Oh, where is it at?
You know, I was becoming a teenager. That was taken away from me. My whole 8th grade year was taken away from me.
Caitlin Lassiter thought it was just another fun day at Six Flags, laughing with her friends as their seats climbed into the sky. But what happened next didn't just change her life forever. It was also completely avoidable. The Superman Tower of Power was one of the biggest draws at Kentucky Kingdom. A giant drop tower that promised pure adrenaline.
I don't think I'll get my ass back on the Power Tower ever again. Absolutely not.
Till the day of its now infamous malfunction. When it opened in 1995, it was the first attraction of its kind. Riders were strapped in, lifted 177 feet into the sky, and then dropped into a stomach-turning freefall at over 50 miles per hour. Just before hitting the ground, magnetic brakes would snap the seats to a stop above the pavement. It was intense, it was terrifying, and it was meant to feel just safe enough. The setup was simple. Gondolas lined up around the tower, each one holding 4 people, feet dangling in the open air. What most riders never thought about were the mechanics behind the thrill. Each carriage was locked onto steel rails, clinging to the outside of the tower like teeth. Above them were the catch cars, connected to steel cables that ran all the way to the top. These were the machines that hauled the riders into the sky. As the ride started, the catch cars slid down into position and latched onto the gondolas below. Then the lift began. Slowly, steadily, the seats climbed higher. 100 feet, then 150. The noise of the park faded, and then nothing. Just a second of weightless silence. That's when the latch released and the drop began. In 2007, the ride got a makeover, new paint, and its superhero theme. But just months later, the Superman Tower of Power would be shut down for good. That's because of what happened on Thursday, June 21st. Like most teenagers, Caitlin was carefree and excited. Her biggest worry that day had been choosing which ride to go on first. The teenager and her friends made a beeline for the drop tower. It was right near the entrance. Hard to miss. After the thrill of their first ride, they jumped back in line for a second round. That's when Caitlin decided to switch seats. On the first ride, she'd been in the middle, but this time, she moved to the far left. A seemingly innocent decision, but for Caitlin, it would change her life forever. The ride began its climb into the sky. The girls laughed, joked, nudged each other. And then they felt a violent jolt, a snap like a whip.
You guys, trigger warning coming up, trigger warning coming up.
Cracking through the air, and then the smell of smoke. The laughter stopped, the screaming started. Help, we're going to die. None of the riders could see it clearly, but one of the 3 steel cables on the right side of the tower had just snapped. About 40 feet off the ground, the broken cable fell down and hit the ride car, striking Caitlin across the face, splitting her lip and blooding her nose. The other passengers yelled for the ride to stop, but instead of hitting the emergency button, the operator picked up the phone and called the park's emergency line.
An idiot. I'm sorry. You don't ever, you should have, ma'am. This had me so mad. My husband was even mad about it because it's like you don't have these young, innocent workers doing this.
The ride kept climbing. Below, a crowd started gathering, watching in confusion. Up in the air, the severed cable began to wrap itself around Caitlin's feet as they ascended higher and higher. As they neared the top, she turned to the friend beside her. the same one she'd switched seats with just minutes earlier and whispered, "I love you." She thought it was the end. And then the latch released. The gondola dropped. As they plummeted, the cable tightened like a noose around Caitlin's legs. The force was unimaginable. It cut through her lower legs, severing both feet and shattering her femur. Her friends, while in shock, had minor cuts and bruises, but were otherwise unharmed. Caitlin had taken the full force of the accident.
Yeah.
Paramedics rushed the teenager to the hospital. Her injuries were catastrophic, but she was still conscious. She was then flown to a specialized medical center in Nashville, where a team of surgeons worked through the night to save what they could. Meanwhile, investigators shut down the Superman Tower of Power and began asking the one question no one at the park was prepared to answer. What went wrong? On this day, there were 2 ride operators, both teenagers. One main operator working the controls and an assistant to walk around and check the safety restraints. Both had a good view of the section where the girls were seated. Once the assistant pressed the section ready and ride enable buttons, the main operator pressed the dispatch button to start to ascend. When the cable snapped, the assistant screamed out at the operator of the controls to stop the ride. And that's exactly what should have happened. If anything sounded off, the ride controller was required to hit the emergency stop immediately. But invaluable time was spent calling the emergency line. The lady on the phone said it was normal for riders to scream, but I said the screaming was totally different this time because all the riders were screaming. Finally, the main operator did in fact activate the e-stop button,
too
cutting
late.
all power to the ride. But this happened exactly or near exactly as the gondola was released. At this point, the ride began to drop, and stopping it was impossible. Investigators reconstructed the timeline and found something chilling. 10 seconds passed between the cable snapping and the freefall. If the emergency stop had been hit on time, the teenager's injuries might have been minor. Some cuts, maybe bruises. That moment passed, and it didn't come back.
Sad.
And from here on, it only got worse when inspectors started digging into why the cable snapped. According to the maintenance manager, cables were meant to be replaced every 3 to 4 years. This one had last been changed 4 years ago, right on schedule. Technicians were also expected to visually inspect the cables twice a week and take diameter measurements once a year. On paper, the inspections were happening, but there was a hidden flaw. State inspectors were working from an outdated manual, one issued when the ride was first installed in the 1990s. It did not contain the more advanced cable testing procedures added into the newer manual. And legally, the park and the manufacturer weren't required to provide the updates. So the inspections continued following procedures that no longer met the mark. Experts later said that if those newer tests had been in place, the signs of cable fatigue might have been caught. Further examination uncovered even deeper issues. Interviews with park employees uncovered that maintenance crews had quietly been taking risky shortcuts. Instead of monitoring the ride's cables for hidden damage, technicians resorted to an unauthorized trick, applying cornstarch to reduce slippage. It might have seemed harmless at first, but this quick fix dangerously concealed early warnings of cable deterioration. At the time of the accident, the failed cable had a red rust color appearance and was worn down from 11 millimeters to 10.6 millimeters. Even worse, the park had apparently used locally sourced replacement cables instead of those specifically certified by manufacturer Intamin. Immediately after the accident, all second-generation Intamin freefall towers and newer were shut down at Six Flags and Cedar Fair parks. Inspections discovered similar flaws with corroded cables in some of them. For all towers, an e-stop button was added to the assistance panel so that they could stop the ride themselves and not just the main operator. Six Flags Kentucky Kingdom was fined $1,000 for failing to maintain the ride in a safe mechanical condition. No one faced charges. Caitlin's family wasn't shocked by what the investigation uncovered. To them, the failure had been obvious from the start. Better training, faster decisions, emergency protocols that didn't rely on teenage workers freezing in panic. They didn't personally blame the operators, but felt they were too young and too unprepared to handle a life or death situation. And the state agreed.
This is the most American wallet. Why? Well,
Well,
let's
that's
break
true.
it down.
That
First,
is
it's
so
built tough
freaking
from aluminum,
true.
titanium, or
Within months, legislators banned most high
Almost
schoolers
done,
from
y'all.
operating high-risk amusement rides. But by then, Caitlin had already endured 4 amputation surgeries.
Poor
The doctors
girl.
only managed to reattach her right foot. Her left leg couldn't be saved. The damage was too severe. The only option was amputation, just below the knee. Her family had been buried under more than $500,000 in medical bills. The fight wasn't over. More than a year after the accident, they sued the park for negligence. The case was eventually settled out of court. The details were kept confidential.
I wish I'd like to know.
Caitlin, still in recovery, was fitted with a prosthetic foot, but the emotional scars ran deeper.
I won't be the person I was before because now I'm scared of stuff. I fear for my life when I get in a car, fear for my life when I get on an elevator. In the mind, I'm not as carefree as a 14-year-old child should be. And that really sucks. I got that taken away from me.
Even while she was there, Caitlin and her family began pushing for change. At this time, the federal government only regulated mobile rides, like those seen at fairs and carnivals. Permanent rides, like the one that injured Caitlin, were regulated by individual states. The result? A patchwork of safety laws, no federal oversight, and no nationwide system for tracking ride-related injuries. The Lasseters backed the National Amusement Park Ride Safety Act, a bill that aimed to give the Consumer Product Safety Commission authority over all rides, including those in major theme parks. If passed, it would create consistent standards across the country and ensure serious accidents wouldn't vanish into state-by-state silence. But the industry didn't escape unscathed. In the months following Caitlin's accident, visitor numbers at Six Flags dropped by 9%. By November 2007, the company reported a 46% decline in profit. As for the once iconic Superman Tower of Power, well, it never took to the skies again after the incident and was dismantled before the 2008 season.
So I took it down before the 2008 series happened. Yeah. That's crazy. I am in a haunted basement and you coughed. I forgot you were in my pocket. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. You're in a haunted basement. Girl, get out of a haunted basement. What the fuck are you doing in a haunted basement? Girl, I don't even go down to my basement at nighttime. I send the husband down. You can ask him. He knows I don't go down there at nighttime. I got my mom's laundry in the washer and I ain't going down there to swap it. Yeah, I figured, you know what? I had the video playing. I was like, I'm going to hit my relaxer, and I didn't realize that we're still live. I kept you guys here for an hour and 22 minutes. I wanted to show you the owl video, but it's almost 10 o'clock, and there's a lot of things I want to show and cover, but it's like, man, I can't be here for hours. My butt hurts. My butt hurts. Oh, that's where the laundry. Ah, got you. Oh, yeah. I don't like haunted hotels either. I worked in a haunted hotel once, and it was the most scariest shit ever. At nighttime, you would see shit. I worked in a hotel where suicide had happened, and I was creeped out. Yeah, there's a lot of hotels that are haunted. But I just cannot believe that poor little girl, Caitlin. Her name was Caitlin, and, that ride totally ripped her whole life away. And then we got these nasty beaches that are so dirty and infected. A little boy is dying because he has a brain eating. Like, it's just so sad. Like, if it's not, we don't have to worry. If we're not worried about getting, shot or unalived, we got to worry about the nature and stuff. And I was really bummed to see that the people that I looked for the missing and dangerous, they weren't even on the national website. They're not on there. And it's like, why not? So I couldn't find, I'm going to go over the names really quick that I'm going to keep looking on, which was Barry Simo, Colton Flurry. I also want to do some information and digging on the 60s scoop. So I have a lot to keep us busy. It's just trying to get it together. And then we have the Highway 16. We have so many missing women there. We have the wildfires, but we have missing Nicole horrors. Uh, we have Jeanette Basil. I looked on there. What makes me really mad was I should have looked up some information on the pig farm. Robert. Um, that's a sick guy too. He's pretty sick for doing what he's done. So, but yeah, that is. I love paranormal people. Yes, I think I'm gonna go downstairs and watch some paranormal stuff. We got it's still kind of raining here. It stormed really good. Um, you guys should see the cutest thing. Hold on a second. Don't look at me, but look at my cat. He's sleeping in my bucket that I have my he is sleeping in my bucket that I have my bag in there. That's midnight, y'all. But he is sleeping in my. He's so peaceful looking. But he is sleeping in my little suitcase in the bucket. He's so cute. He does that all the time when I'm in my office and he comes home from being outside and I'm in the office or makeup room. He'll sleep right in that bucket. And that bucket, I used to use it for like my makeup stuff. Like I would use my dirty makeup washcloths. I would put them in that bucket. And right now, I set my suitcase that I usually go to my mom's with in there. He's so damn cute. He's sleeping in a damn suitcase. Well, I just want to say a big thank you for Miss Spitfire for being here. Who else popped in? Headstones popped in. We had a couple bushwatchers, but nobody commented. So makes me wonder. Big shout out to you guys for being here, keeping me company. I'm glad I was able to keep you company. I think I'm gonna go watch some paranormal stuff too now. You got me wanting to watch some ghost. I love Ghost Adventures and I love the Kindred Spirits. I love Adam and Amy Bruni. I love them group. So Adam and then Amy Bruni, I do believe her name is, and they have a show called Kindred Spirits. I also love Chip Coffey. Chip Coffey, he is the one that used to do Psychic Kids. I love anything with him. So we got Kindred Spirits. I love Ghost Adventures. I love Zach and them. I love Aaron Goodwin. He's one of my favorites. Aaron's my favorite one, and I can't believe his wife had put a hit out on him. And then let's see who else. I love the Ghost Brothers, the black guys. I love them. They always crack me up. I should say African American. I don't know. I'm not used to, but they do call themselves the Ghost Brothers, and they're always like, all right, y'all, let's pop the trunk. And it's so funny because the guy's like the little short guy. I can't think of his name, but he's kind of short and chunky. He's funny. And then there's a big, tall, skinny guy. And there's another one in there. And they're always like, get ready to do their case. And they say, let's pop that trunk. So I love the Ghost Brothers. They also have Fright Zone as well with Jack Osborne. And they go over clips. And then I also like The Osbournes Believe. That's a good show to watch. But if you like the actual digging and ghost hunting, it would be either Ghost Adventures, Ghost Hunters, or Paranormal Estate. That one's a really good old one. Paranormal Estate is what I first started out as. And then Katina. I like Katina. She started out on Paranormal estates or whatever, paranormal. And then with the Ryan guy, he's really good. Who else? Portals to Hell. That one was a good one. Now with the Portals to Hell one, that has Katina. Like I said, she started out on Paranormal Estate, and her partner, the other guy that is in there with Portals to Hell, she also works with Jack Osborne too. Katina does. Katrina. I think her name's Katrina. But the guy that got possessed on Ghost Adventures, the one that got fired, he actually goes off and works with Katrina. Don't get me started on my ghost shit, Spitfire. We'll be here all night. Who else do I like? Paranormal Estate's a good one. Portals to Hell. Also, Josh Gates. They got some good ones. Right now on Max, me and the hubby have been watching 911, and we've been watching Eye of the Storm. And then he laughs at me. Okay. He'll look over and he'll be like, she's crying again. What the fuck? I can't help it. It's sad. That show be getting me sometimes. The Eye of the Storm, like, it's cool to watch the storm and how it, but man, some of them stories be hitting me in the gut. And then on the 911 thing, you don't expect it to be the 911 caller that actually killed the person. That is a really, really good show. I used to watch the Jack Osborne one. I know when Ozzy died, me and the hubby watched a few episodes of Jack Osborne. That was a good one. I cannot believe that Ozzy's gone, but I had to binge watch some of their show together. Osborne's Believe, and Jack and his sister, I love them too. Now they have a show too, though. Jack and his sister had one. They went on to Terror of Hell or Terror of Hell. There's a couple of them that Jack and his sister did. Kelly Osborne. They have a couple haunted ones too themselves. Paranormal Caught on Tape is another good one, but they're not actually out there investigating like some of the other ones, like the Town Brothers, the Ghost Hunters. Taps, the old Taps, that's a good one, where they're like they do plumbing during the day, and at nighttime they become so Taps is another good one. But then they turned into, I think, Ghost Hunters or Town. So there's some good ones. There's so much out there, but I'm about to go watch some. Kelly has a house 3 hours from me. Oh my God, wow. I know the Kardashians have a house in Cleveland, Ohio. They do. The Kardashians she had a house in Cleveland. I don't know if it's still there, but yeah. But yeah, I think my voice is going to be going because I've been drinking lemon and I need to go rest and go spend some time with the hubby. We totally missed Spenguli, and then I know tonight at midnight Superman comes on. So I'm going to show you out with you guys. I'm not going to play any music. Oh, was it? Let's give you another big thank you. And I'll see you guys on the next one, okay? Be safe. I love you girls. And you girls be safe. And have a good night folding laundry. I used to do hotel work, and so I know what it's like to sit and have to fold laundry. I used to be on third shift, and then I was so damn good at my job. My boss is like, I need you on second shift. I need you getting these guests in and out, and I need you to train. And I was like, oh, great. All right, y'all. Love you girls. Bye. See you on the next one.